Hello, Spokane. Phil Tyler.
And Meg Demand, and this is Colorful Conversations.
So I thought I'd start the conversation today off by asking you about Lori, your girlfriend Lori. And
so I have two girlfriends, Lori's. I have a blonde and a brunette. So which one are you talking about?
Blonde and a brunette.
Mm-hmm.
So you do see color.
I do see color.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that brings us to today's conversation. People that communicate with us and say that they don't see color. Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced that, without me in your presence?
Yeah. I've had people come up to me and say, I just don't see color in Philip or in black people. And I'm like, I feel like you're missing the whole point of who Philip is, because that's a part of you, right? How does it make you feel?
Well, it is a part of me. It's an innate part of me that I cannot change. But it makes me feel, again, that the commentary is exclusive to you and I in our relationship. And here's what I mean by that. In the beginning of our episode today, when I asked about Lori, and by the way, I love Lori from Seattle and Lori from Spokane. Hi, if you're watching. You had to delineate whom they were, right, based on their hair color. Yeah. So it's something that you see. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that those individuals that come to you and I and say that they don't see color are not being honest with themselves or with us, because they do see a black male and a white female, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I've had people come to me and say, I heard your husband's here. Where is he at? I would love to meet him. And if they didn't know you from before or have seen us on social media, they know that you're not black. So I would scan the room and say, he's the black guy over there. And there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Sure. Well, unless there were 2 or 3 black guys over there.
Right.
Then you'd give a different descriptor.
Bald. I mean, I would give
exactly.
an ad.
Exactly.
Just like you would with anybody else.
And I wouldn't be offended. The same thing in the same situation if we were at a function together, Meg and I, and someone had not met you before, and they said, I'd love to meet your wife. I heard she's this gorgeous, intelligent woman. I'd say, of course she is. But I describe her as the white woman, dark-haired, with glasses. Uh-huh.
So
is that offensive if I say that to you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
Because I wasn't offended when you said the bald black male.
Uh-uh. So I brought this scenario up to you the other day where there was a couple gals who came in and looked for, there was 2 women with the same name at a place that I worked for, and these women were looking for one or the other, and they didn't want to say, because the person at the desk said, which one are you looking for? Which Carol are you looking for?
Because one was white, one was black.
One was black, and they just stood there and kind of
froze.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Looking for the black one.
I've seen that at where I work at Gonzaga, and here's the thing, folks. Whether it's Carol or whether it's Cheryl, they know they're white, and they know they're black. Mm-hmm. So that's not offensive to ask for one or the other, particularly when they both share the same name and the same space.
And so in that case, if you didn't see color, then how would you know which one's white and which one's black?
Correct.
So
again,
it just doesn't make sense when people say that.
Yeah.
And I get where they're going. I mean, they're trying to be nice about that, but honestly, how do you really feel? I mean, how does that really make you feel?
So I don't understand where they're going. Yeah. Because if you say you don't see a person's color, then you don't see the other parts of them that make them unique as well, right? For me, this is innate. I can't change it. I wake up in the morning, I'm the same man every day. I go to bed, I'm the same man every day. If I don't put any lotion on, I'm a little bit lighter, ashier, as my mom would say. But I'm still the same black male every day. And for someone to say I don't see color strips away all that is unique about Phil Tyler and what I bring to the table as a black male. It would be like me saying to you, I don't see you as a white woman. And your comment would be, well, what do you see me as then, right?
Because my experiences in the career world as being a female, I can bring those things to the table. And wouldn't you say that's made a lot of you who you are?
Oh, sure, and it's not unique simply to Phil Tyler, although we're talking about you and I here, but it's a broader, really a conversation about black folks in general, right? When you say that, and even if you are intending it to be in the best way possible, we can't read minds, right? I know I can't. Mm-hmm. So to say you don't see our color, it just dismisses me in my entirety. And I'd rather say, you know, I see you in your milk chocolate skin, and it's just such a beautiful complexion, and you know, I'm fascinated by it. You know, that'd be a little bit over the top, obviously, but it's better than saying I don't see color at all, because then if you turn around and describe someone else based on color, whether that's eye color, hair color, skin color, then somehow you've made me feel lesser than that person that you were able to describe with these great adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Humanizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question of how about we have the social justice warriors out there. They're kind of like trying to tell people what people of color should do. This is how you should handle this. And again, isn't that a form of not seeing color because they're not taking into account your experience?
Absolutely. First of all, again, I'm not a fan of the term person of color, because I'm not sure what person you're speaking of. Mm-hmm. If you're talking to Phil Tyler and you use the term person of color, you are just simply not willing to say a black man. And that in itself is offensive. If you're talking to a Native American person and you say persons of color, you're not willing to say Native American. And that again takes away from their heritage and their history. So first of all, leave that person of color language out. It's a terminology that we didn't create. You know, it's generally created for us. We are black people. It's okay to say that. Getting back to your broader question, I don't really want anyone speaking for me, right? That's why we're here today, to have these kind of conversations so we can speak for what it is that we feel. Now, we may not be speaking for every interracial couple or biracial couple out there, but we're telling you what we feel from our perspective. We feel there's some commonality in those conversations, but we can't speak for every biracial couple. But we can tell you what our lived experiences are. And we can tell you that when you come to us and say you don't see color, it does strike us as disingenuous, because you will compliment Meg on her hair color if she were to change it, indicating you can't see color. You'd compliment Meg on her beautiful green eyes when she gets a little envious because they pop green, which means you can see color. So make sure that you're not using that in the same line of conversation when you say you don't see color in our relationship, because that's what makes our relationship unique. That's what makes our relationship this beautiful mosaic, because we are black and white, and because that is a part of us that we don't want to relinquish.
Right. And that's what we're trying to open those conversations, because if people didn't see us, because our relationship is based around that you're black and I'm white. It's not all the time, and it's not everything that we are, but it is part of us.
Yeah, I say it's based around love, first of all, and connection and relationship. Yeah. But when people see us from a distance, they see color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're getting to the end of the conversation. Is there anything else that you would add? And again, this conversation is not to say that anyone who has said that to us in the past, we deem you as offensive to us. No, we are trying to open up and broaden the conversation to say it's okay to say you see us as a black man and a white woman in a relationship. We're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I just wanted to really get it out there and talk about what that really feels like when people say that. So.
Yeah, because it can strike you as hurtful.
Yeah.
From time to time, and we surely don't want. We don't want to have to exist in that hurtful space, and we don't want you to go away thinking it was an appropriate statement and somehow hurt other people, unbeknownst to you.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing with our conversations. We hope that these conversations strike an accord with you. We hope it opens up conversation. We'd love to have an extended conversation with us. Chat on our Facebook page.
Yep. Comments.
Yeah, like our YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to that. Send us some comments and feedback, and we'd love to engage and continue these conversations about what it is to be a biracial, interracial couple in the Pacific Northwest.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for joining us once again.
This is Phil Tyler, a black male.
Meg Demand, a white woman.
And we'll see you next time on Colorful Conversations.